welcome to our deep dive, into this Toshiba Details Behind the Details campaign.
Okay.
We're going to try to unpack how it all connects back to their global brand, Video Details Matter.
Right.
Which itself is like rooted in Japanese culture. And all of this awesome information comes from this guy, Brando, who's been like shaping global brands for over 25 years.
Wow.
She was just one of them.
Yeah, it's fascinating. He goes beyond just the textbook examples, and he's sharing insights from, his experience working with all these huge companies.
Yeah.
It's like getting a behind-the-scenes look at how brands are built.
And it's clear that he's really passionate about helping brands, rise to fame, especially through his company, the Brando Group.
Yeah.
I love their credo. It's B+.
Mm-hmm.
It really highlights their focus on helping brands and, in turn, helping you as a consumer be more connected, inspired, and challenged.
Yeah, that philosophy really shines through in his work with Toshiba.
Yeah.
The Details Matter campaign wasn't just a slogan. It was a global brand refresh back in 2018 for Toshiba home appliances. And the heart of it all, the Takumi Spirit.
Okay, the Takumi Spirit, you mentioned it earlier, and I have to admit it sounds incredibly powerful. Can you break it down for us?
Sure.
What exactly does it mean?
So think of those incredible Japanese artisans who dedicate their lives to mastering a single craft.
Right.
That's the essence of Takumi Spirit. This unwavering commitment to craftsmanship, attention to detail, constantly striving for perfection.
Wow.
It's almost like they can see details that most of us would miss entirely.
That makes so much sense. And Toshiba's Details Matter brand launch film from 2020 really captured that spirit beautifully.
Yeah.
Showcasing the importance of those seemingly insignificant details.
Absolutely. And the film's success paved the way for the Details Behind the Details campaign in 2021. It's amazing how they took this broad cultural concept and distilled it into a series of product videos.
So they went from this grand, almost philosophical idea of details matter to showcasing how that spirit lives within specific Toshiba products.
Exactly.
That's clever.
Yeah, each video focuses on one of Toshiba's hero products, and they cleverly link the product's features to the scenes from the Details Matter film, bringing the Takumi Spirit to life.
Do you have a specific example of how they did that?
Sure.
I'm really curious to see this in action.
There's one that stands out.
Okay.
Remember that scene in Details Matter with the sushi master carefully preparing a piece of sushi?
Oh, yeah.
It was all about precision. Perfect. Cuts the right temperature of the ingredients.
Oh, yes. I remember thinking how even the temperature of the ingredients makes a difference in the final taste and texture of the sushi.
Right.
It was fascinating.
Exactly. And in Details Behind the Details, that sushi scene transitions seamlessly into a video showcasing one of Toshiba's dishwashers.
The dishwasher. How did they connect a dishwasher to a sushi master?
That's where the brilliance lies. The video highlights the importance of temperature control in both scenarios.
Right.
Just like the sushi master Toshiba emphasizes how their dishwasher uses precise temperature settings to effectively remove bacteria and ensure hygiene.
Okay.
It's all about paying attention to the details that truly matter for the best results.
Wow, that's a subtle but powerful connection.
Yeah.
They're essentially saying that Toshiba, just like the sushi master, understands that temperature matters, even when it comes to a dishwasher. It's all about that Takumi spirit shining through.
Precisely. And this connection between cultural values and product features is consistent across all of the Details Behind the Details videos.
Good.
They've taken every scene from the Details Matter film and woven it into the narrative of their hero products.
So each scene from Details Matter acts as a springboard for a specific product story in Details Behind the Details, bringing that Takumi spirit to life in a tangible way.
It's like they created a roadmap for highlighting their product features through the lens of this deeply ingrained cultural value.
Wow. Yeah. That's awesome.
It's really cool.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, let's
keep going.
Let's keep going. Yeah. It's incredible how they managed to create this framework where Japanese cultural values are seamlessly integrated into their product marketing.
Yeah.
Did they use any other scenes from the Details Matter film to highlight specific product features?
I'm sure they did.
Absolutely remember that scene with the calligrapher meticulously creating those beautiful brushstrokes.
Yes.
The precision, the patience, the years of practice to achieve that level of mastery.
Right.
It perfectly embodied the Takumi spirit.
Yes, it was mesmerizing watching the calligrapher work.
Yeah.
You could almost feel the weight of tradition in every stroke.
Exactly. And Toshiba brilliantly connected that scene to their washing machines in Details Behind the Details.
Washing machines. I wouldn't have guessed that connection. How did they pull that off?
So the video focuses on the gentle yet powerful washing technology in Toshiba's machines.
They emphasize how the washing motion mimics the delicate strokes of a calligrapher's brush, ensuring clothes are cleaned thoroughly without any damage.
That's a really clever analogy.
Yeah.
They're subtly drawing a parallel between the care and precision of a calligrapher and the gentle effectiveness of their washing machines. It's almost like they're saying, we treat your clothes with the same respect and attention to detail as a master calligrapher would treat their art.
That's a great way to put it, and it's this kind of storytelling that elevates Toshiba beyond just being an appliance manufacturer.
Right.
They're tapping into something much deeper and more meaningful.
It makes you wonder, do other brands have this level of depth? Do they connect to something bigger than just selling a product? I'm starting to think about all the brands I interact with daily in a whole new light.
It's a great question to ask yourself as consumers. We often get caught up in the marketing blitz, the flashy ads and catchy slogans. But taking a moment to consider the values and stories behind the brands we choose can make our choices more meaningful. And in turn, it might encourage brands to think more deeply about how they present themselves.
It's like we need to be more aware of those details behind the details, both in the products we buy and the messages brands are sending.
Precisely. And the more we pay attention, the more we'll start to see how cultural values are woven into the fabric of marketing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's subtle, like Toshiba's approach, and sometimes it's more overt. But being aware of these connections can make us more discerning consumers.
We've talked about sushi masters and calligraphers.
Yeah.
Were there any other scenes from Details Matter that Toshiba used to highlight their products?
Of course, the Details Matter film featured a beautiful scene showcasing a traditional Japanese tea ceremony. You know, the meticulous preparation, the focus on the precise temperature of the water, the elegant movements of the tea master. Every tiny detail adds up to create this incredibly rich and meaningful experience.
I can picture it perfectly.
Oh.
So did Toshiba connect this scene to a tea kettle?
You're right on track, but they didn't just connect it to any tea kettle. Details Behind the Details featured a Toshiba electric kettle with precise temperature control.
Yeah.
They emphasize how, just like in the tea ceremony, the right temperature is crucial for extracting the perfect flavor and aroma from different types of tea.
Wow. They really went all out in finding those subtle connections. It's more than just a clever marketing tactic. It's a genuine effort to demonstrate how deeply the Takumi Spirit is embedded in their products.
Exactly. It's about authenticity and heritage by linking their products to these ancient traditions. Toshiba is creating a sense of history and craftsmanship that resonates with consumers, especially in a global market where standing out is so important.
It makes you realize the power of storytelling and marketing.
Yeah.
When a brand can connect its products to a compelling narrative, it creates a deeper level of engagement with the audience instead of just selling a feature. They're selling an experience, a feeling, a connection to something bigger than themselves.
Absolutely. And that brings us to a fascinating question for you to consider. This raises an important question for you. How do other brands you interact with leverage cultural values in their marketing? And does it resonate with you?
That's such a great point to leave our listeners with. It's easy to get caught up in the flashy visuals and catchy slogans, but taking a moment to consider the underlying message, the values a brand is trying to convey, can really change your perspective.
Absolutely. Sometimes those connections are very overt. Other times they're more subtle, like Toshiba's approach with the Takumi Spirit. But being aware of how brands tap into cultural values can help us be more discerning consumers.
It's like you're saying we should be looking for those details behind the details in the brands we choose to support.
Precisely. And you might be surprised by what you discover. It can even spark some interesting conversations about the role of culture and values in our consumer choices.
This has been a fantastic deep dive. We've gone from global branding strategy to the nuances of Japanese culture, and I feel like we've uncovered a whole new way to look at marketing. Toshiba's Details Behind the Details campaign is a brilliant example of how a brand can authentically connect its products to deeply rooted cultural values.
It's a great reminder that effective marketing goes beyond just listing features and benefits. It's about telling a story, creating an emotional connection, and inviting the consumer to see the world through the lens of the brand's values.
And as consumers, we have the power to choose brands that align with our own values. So the next time you're considering a purchase, take a moment to think about the details behind the details. What are the values that the brand is promoting? Do those values resonate with you?
It's a simple question, but it can lead to some fascinating insights. And who knows, you might even discover a new appreciation for the brands that are truly dedicated to crafting products with care and attention to detail, just like those masters of the Takumi Spirit.
Well said. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
It was my pleasure.